Okay, so wanted to make a, quick video about this Chris Stuckman video that's kind of been going around, at least, movie reviewers or whatever on the internet. Um, I guess I'll just play a little bit of it and then I'll give my thoughts on it. So, here we
So I just saw MadameWeb. There was no screening for it in my area. There were no late night showings before the day, so I had to go see it on Valentine's Day. And I thought to myself, probably not going to do a video for this one based off of what I've heard, since I do try to keep it mostly about film celebration on this channel. Having seen the film, I'm going to tell you that this is not a movie review of MadameWeb. I am not about bashing filmmakers, artists. I know how hard it is to make a movie. I do not know how hard it is to make a movie under the studio system. I was able to make an indie film without a giant corporation breathing down my neck, which is not the privilege that S.J. Clarkson had when she directed MadameWeb under Sony, which I can only imagine was monumentally difficult. This is not going to be a video about MadameWeb and telling you whether or not you should see MadameWeb. There are plenty of people on this platform, as well as a website dedicated to aggregating reviews and giving it a number that's going to inform you of that, and you can choose to listen to those voices if you want. The information is out there. What I am compelled to make.
Okay. So I found this video bizarre because this is a guy who's been making movie reviews, critiquing movies, which means pointing out good, bad, mediocre, everything. He's been doing it for over 10 years. I used to watch him a lot. The past couple of years, I haven't really watched him that much. But I was a really big fan of Stuckmann years ago, and this video came up, and I just found it bizarre that he kind of smugly says, "Oh, I'm not going to talk about this movie," because implicitly saying it's bad, because we're about film criticism here, or I mean, film celebration here. Not criticism. He is confusing, and this is just my opinion. He has over 2 million subscribers. Great for him. But he's confusing the idea that if you criticize something, then you automatically, there's nothing positive there. Like if you criticize a bad movie, in your opinion, if it's a bad movie, you're criticizing it. You're hoping that in the future, maybe those filmmakers or the producers or the writers or someone will possibly go make a better movie. So it's just I think it's disingenuous too, because he is now making his own movies, and obviously he said he's not in the studio system, but I think maybe he wants to be in the studio system in the future, possibly, right? Which is totally understandable, but I mean, just be straight up about it. Like, this is why I'm not going to criticize these big budget movies anymore, except lightly criticize. Because I guess he has said, well, I'm just not going to review like movies like MadameWeb, which I guess he's implicitly saying is terrible. I mean, just say it's terrible, right? Just say the movie is terrible, because that's kind of what you're almost implicitly saying, but you won't straight up say it, because I don't know why. Maybe because in the future you want to work with those same studios. I don't know. That's what it seems to me. I mean, he's made his career on reviewing good movies, bad movies. I mean, there's movies that I love that I consider good, but they have problems with them and criticize them. Like, I just reviewed The Long Good Friday. Overall, a good movie, but I had a lot of problems with it too. So where does that fit in to this equation? Like a movie like, that you think is good but has a bunch of problems. Will he talk about that movie? I mean, he is still reviewing movies. Like, I guess he just did a review of Dune 2. Um, but I don't know. Is he going to temper the negative things he has to say about it because it's a studio movie and he doesn't know what it's like to work in the studio system? Well, I have news for you, Chris. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a sushi chef to criticize if sushi's good or not. And I saw Mr. H say this years ago. Shout out to Mr. H Reviews, great channel. And it's a great point. You know, to criticize if food's good or not, you don't have to be a cook. You don't have to be a sushi chef. I mean, it's a ridiculous argument. I think it's kind of an elitist argument in many ways, because he's saying, like, he's almost saying, like, look, you don't understand how hard it is to make these movies. You don't understand lowly plebs how to do this type of thing. So I'm not going to criticize these movies because we're about celebration here. It's I don't know. I found this whole video just oddly smug and honestly elitist in many ways. I could be wrong. I mean, you know, he goes on to say to give some decent points. Like, I don't think he's a terrible guy or anything, but I don't know. Just the whole video just rubbed me the wrong way. And I mean, I get it, you know, he probably wants to make bigger budget movies. And I would too. I mean, it's, you know, it's cool that he's making kind of an indie movie. I mean, I'll be excited to watch it. And guess what, Chris? To criticize or praise the movie, to point out good things and bad things in it, which I'm sure there will be. And that's fine. I mean, your whole channel was made off of film criticism. I just don't see the problem with that. And I really don't like this argument of, you know, you don't understand, you're not in the system. And I think he just said that she didn't have that he is going to make an indie movie and he has the privilege of a studio not breathing down his neck. Well, I hate to break this to you, Chris, but the director of MadameWeb was paid millions of dollars. Okay, so of course she has a giant corporation breathing down her neck. I mean, I don't know how much she's paid exactly, but it's millions and millions and millions of dollars. She's well paid. She knows what she knows that's part of the deal. And I haven't seen MadameWeb yet, but it sounds like a total disaster. You know, to make a movie about MadameWeb, I mean, people want to see Spider-Man. People want to see Spider-Man and also, you know, and or Venom. But outside of that, I'm just not sure there's big franchises there. I don't know. I mean, when I saw the trailer for MadameWeb, I knew I was 99% sure this is gonna be bad. It looks terrible. The trailer looks terrible, and this is the best clips that they can put together in the trailer. So, I mean, it just seems odd. Why pick MadameWeb to make a video about? How about just don't review it? Like, don't review it. Just don't talk about it. Do you have to announce to the world that, oh, I'm not gonna review bad movies? That's kind of what he's saying. It's all about film celebration. And it's like pointing out the bad movies is part of film celebration. You are pointing out the bad movies so that, you know, when you watch a good one, you maybe appreciate it more. Maybe some people will make better movies because of the things that you point out. You know, probably not, but it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I just want to make a quick video. I've found some of these arguments quite honestly elitist, like I said before. But I wish Chris Stuckman all the best. I hope his movie is great. I will hopefully be able to watch it eventually, and I will point out the good and the bad, and that's okay. So you don't need to have a PhD in film criticism. You don't have to be an insider to criticize a movie. You don't have to be a big time director to do it. So, but yeah, let me know below what you all think, if I'm right or wrong. Maybe you think Chris is right, but anyways, see you next time.